Hold on, man. Let me send a couple of invites out. Okay. I don't know what's going on tonight. I tried to do it on my phone, but it won't even let me send invites out. Okay, let me set this here. Take my little cow, put it right here. Hello, folks. Okay, let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What are you doing there? Can you guys hear me good? Can you hear me? Give me a like spike if you guys can hear me. Okay, let's see. So, 8 people already. Okay, that's good, Baltimore. Alright, get down from there. My little girl come to see me. Okay, well, this is the first time in a while that I have gone and done a Facebook Live like this. And there's been a lot of talk going on here in the last couple weeks on Daniel Benoit's podcast on Bigfoot, called Bigfoot Zone. And it's just that we've been talking about a lot of good stuff, and a feller asked us some stuff about what we thought about regarding Bigfoot and woo, and it was a lot of talk going on while Nikki and Daniel and Sam was talking. I'm processing all this stuff in my head, and all of a sudden my brain just clicked on. And we was talking about that. First off, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. The first time I heard about the woo was from Dr. Matthew Johnson from his Soha region, the southern Oregon habituation area, his little research area. And he said, and I quote, that he had sort of a paranormal encounter with Bigfoot. He said he saw this portal open up, and he looked inside, and there was these 2 sets of eyes, glowing red eyes, with these creatures staring back at him. I've heard several things regarding, they say Bigfoot can mind speak, Bigfoot can teleport, Bigfoot can cloak, Bigfoot can go through portals. What are you doing, little girl? Get off there. Clawing up my cloak. I'm going to do a little bit of talking about this tonight. Pardon the cough if I'm putting yours out. I got my microphone on. But I mean, here's my thing. Do I believe Bigfoot is flesh and blood creature? Yes. From what I've seen in my lifetime and I've experienced in the woods with these creatures, they're very much flesh and blood. But as a researcher and on my professional opinion, you got to keep an open mind, because we have not gone and we haven't gone and bagged a body yet to run diagnostics on. We haven't had a creature in captivity in a controlled environment to observe its habits. Whoops. Me fall down, go boom. But it's like this. There's a lot of unexplained things in the world. People believe in God, like I do. Well, here, I'm trying to turn my buzzer off so that way it doesn't interrupt us. There we go. And it was just a very unique thing, and I started really like digging into it, what the phenomenon was, and I started to form my own opinion and my own theory on it. And the way I see it is, and now this is just me, guys. I'm going to throw that out there right now. This is just my opinion. You, the viewers, can take it or leave it. It's your responsibility to form an opinion, whether or not if I'm right or I'm wrong. I'm not claiming to be a know-it-all. I'm not claiming to be an expert. This is just my theory, my own personal opinion. Okay, so here we go. In my like I said, my personal opinion, Bigfoot's flesh and blood. They don't run through portals. We're not dealing with the predator here. Bigfoot's very much flesh and blood, like any creature, like a deer, a bear, or a mountain lion. That's just from my observation and from what I've had happen to me in my lifetime, and what my family has experienced for the past 5 generations here on this farm. Because for the past 5 generations, all of my family members have said about seeing something in the woods that resembles a Bigfoot. And like I said, I don't believe we're dealing with the predator here. Trying to figure where I want to start with this, the right words. See, I don't walk into this thing. I'm not here, with a script or some notes. I'm just going right off the top of my head with this thing. What you guys see is totally uncensored and uncut. You get the raw me. And I believe that the creatures that these people are seeing that resemble a Bigfoot is actually 2 different type of creatures. There's several things that I gotta factor into this. I believe that what we're seeing is in fact not a Bigfoot, but it is something like an extraterrestrial, that, or a higher being that is capable of hiding itself and I lost my train of thought watching Carol and Nikki go back and forth. But I believe that they are a higher being, these creatures that we're seeing, that are able to hide their presence from human eyes. They are able to open portals, but I don't think they are what we know as Sasquatch. I believe that they are creatures that with a higher intellect than even a Bigfoot would, and a Bigfoot's a very intelligent creature, way more intelligent than us. But these creatures, they have like a sixth sense to them. They I don't believe that they are from our dimension. I believe they are kind of like a spirit. There's 2 things that I think they could be. One's a spirit manifesting itself, possibly a demonic entity manifesting itself, and it's got a conscious ability to think. Humans are going and not able to fully comprehend outside the unknown. The thing that they go and they bring themselves down, like, for an example, you bring yourself down. If you're an adult, and you're talking to a child, you bring yourself down to their level of intellect. Say a guy my age talking to a 5-year-old. You are going and you're going to bring yourself down to their level. You're not going to be using big words. You're going to be using words that they can understand, etc., etc. Same way with these creatures that we're seeing. They're bringing themselves down with their appearance. They're bringing themselves down to something that is more contraceptive to our psyche, to our brain power, to be able to comprehend what we're seeing, because a Bigfoot, from what we've seen, what we got, the Patterson film, Todd Stanning's videos that he come out with, we have the Freeman footage, we have several pictures coming across the internet that people are claiming to be Bigfoot, that some people believe that is real Bigfoot, some of it's not. We know what we've seen in movies, and we interpret that to be what a Bigfoot looks like. I believe that these creatures are taking on the form of a Bigfoot, because Bigfoot's a cultural icon. It's everywhere. And I believe that the creatures that we're seeing going in and out of portals, cloaking before our very eyes, that we're hearing with telepathy, I don't think they're Bigfoot. I believe it's something else of a higher plane of existence, possibly an extraterrestrial or a divine entity that is taking on the form of, something that's we can comprehend as humans. And sorry guys, I ain't seen your comments. I had to shut them off because there's so many going across. It's interfering with my train of thought with my words. I'm having a hard time to say. Bad part about having ADHD. but I will read your comments afterwards. But I believe that they're bringing themselves down to our mental level of comprehension, so that way we can understand what we're seeing. And automatically we say it's Bigfoot, going in and out of these portals, when in fact it could be a higher entity, or like an extraterrestrial. With the cloaking thing, I've heard of several. You see in the paranormal world, a spirit could manifest itself for a split second and then disappear back into the elements. You see that. You've heard of people talking to God. You've heard of people encountering extraterrestrials, and they can hear them talking. You hear the accounts of these abductions that people are happening by extraterrestrials, and the people, they'll say they'll be laying on the table in a paralyzed state, and all they can move is their eyes. And they say they can hear the extraterrestrials speaking, but they're not moving their mouths, and like they can communicate with the extraterrestrials, but they can't use their vocal cords. Telepathy. That's just my opinion. With the mind speak thing, I ain't trying to sound like an expert, like I said. This is just my own formulated theory. Let's see, I know. Right, Carol, I agree with you. I got so much going on right now. I believe that they are an interdimensional being, but I don't believe it's Bigfoot. I believe it is an interdimensional being apart from Sasquatch, Let's see. I've had people on my show, one guest named Michael Cairo, that said he saw one in Montana. And, he went and he was on a hunt in Montana. I think he said he was a hunting guide. And he went and he saw this big hairy creature out about 150 yards. And he first thought it was a bear, but it was walking on 2 feet like a man would. And he got a spot and stalk on it, and the thing walked behind a tree that he said it was no bigger than a foot across. Like this big. It walked in one side of the tree and didn't come out the other. And like I said, it could have been a portal that opened up. I don't think Mike would lie to me. The man had an account that was actually investigated by the BFRO and everything with I think close to 150 tracks that he found going through this swampy area of Edwards County, Illinois. But I mean, yeah, I believe could have been a spirit manifesting itself to look like a Bigfoot. I don't know. That's just my opinion on a lot of stuff. I know I'm leaving a lot of vague and everything, but that's just my 2 cents about it. I do plan on doing a lot more of these videos for people to be able to tune in. Hopefully I gave you guys a little bit to think about, but like I said, I don't think we're seeing an actual Sasquatch, Yowie, Yaren, Skookum, Bushman, whatever you want to call it. I don't think that's what we're seeing when we see a Bigfoot cloak go in and out of portals. You know, when we experience what we call mind speak, telepathy. I don't think that. I believe that we're dealing with an extraterrestrial assuming the form of a Bigfoot due to bring it, or an actual divine entity. That I had to think of the word. Whether it's an extraterrestrial or a divine entity manifesting itself or taking on the form of a Bigfoot to bring itself down to our comprehension level of what we're seeing, because a Bigfoot is known throughout commercials, movies, television, toys, even clothing. We all have our own idea what a Bigfoot would look like. I believe that they are going in there assuming what would be easier for us as human beings to comprehend than how, and kind of put us more at ease with ourselves, put us in a state of awe and bewilderment than how we would be if we saw them in their actual form, you know. Like in a divine being, you would experience something, you know, that no mortal man could look upon. Like with God, only no. I think it said somewhere in the Bible that no man could look on the face of God without, like, you know, like bursting into flames or something like that. And with an alien, what are you gonna do if that thing comes out of its Bigfoot form? You know, and we're looking at something with antennas coming out the side of its head, 4 arms, big long tail with a scorpion tail on it, and tentacles for mouths and like a gajillion eyes. You're going to be freaked out. And I believe they are assuming a more simple, more primitive form that's acceptable and pleasing to the human eye, you know, than what an extraterrestrial would look like. But that's just my 2 cents. I am actually going to upload this video to my YouTube channel. I do appreciate everybody that did tune in tonight for this one. I plan on doing a little one tomorrow night regarding the Patterson-Gimlin footage and a more objective look at the Patterson-Gimlin footage. And hopefully you guys will tune in then. This is Zach Blimp Sterrick of the Southern Illinois Monster Hunters team saying thank you everybody for tuning in for this video. I really I invite everybody to give their feedback. If this give you a better way of thinking and processing this theory, do comment, leave your feedback. I want to get it. I want your feedback. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm all for it. I like a debate. I don't like people being a yes man. I want someone that'll challenge what I believe and stuff like that. But like I don't want a yes man. I want someone that's willing to go and debate what I have to share. So everybody have a very good night. I love you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. We had a high count tonight. Everybody have a very good night. Keep a wary eye out. Keep your ears to the wind and your nose to the ground. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a very good night, everybody. I love you all. And God bless you.